Um, have you ever wondered what makes a movie truly unforgettable? That lingering feeling, the chills that stay on your skin long after the credits roll. Ari Aster has mastered this craft, delivering films that etch themselves into your memory with their raw emotional intensity and hauntingly beautiful imagery. Before diving into his chilling works, let's start with a polite reminder: subscribe to the channel and hit that like button to stay updated on all things cinematic. Uh, Ari Aster's journey began with a series of short films, but his name didn't truly echo through the halls of film history until he directed his first feature under the A24 banner, Hereditary. His directorial debut in 2018 redefined modern horror and catapulted Aster into a league of his own. And it was a film that didn't rely on jump scares to terrify. Um, so I instead it burrowed into the deepest layers of grief and dread, unraveling a family's tragedy and plunging them into a nightmarish spiral of occult terror. uh, Hereditary is the kind of film that leaves you shaken, forcing you to confront an unrelenting sense of doom. As the Graham family wrestles with their increasingly bizarre predicament, you can't help but feel the oppressive weight of inevitability. Aster cleverly lays breadcrumbs throughout the story, hinting at a destiny that feels all but sealed. And yet the shock still hits like an open window during a midnight storm. By the time the iconic finale arrives, you're left with the sobering realization: this wasn't just horror, it was tragedy in its rawest form. Um, After Hereditary, expectations were sky high for Aster's sophomore effort, and he did not disappoint. Midsummer, released in 2019, was as different as night and day, literally. Set almost entirely in radiant daylight, its picturesque Swedish setting masked a dark, unsettling tale of grief and rebirth at its core, while Hereditary descended into darkness. Midsummer unfolded under blinding sunlight, making its horrors all the more disconcerting. Florence Pugh delivered a performance that was as heartbreaking as it was haunting, portraying Danny, a woman grappling with unimaginable loss while navigating the disintegration of her relationship. Uh, Midsummer offered a spellbinding blend of beauty and brutality, wrapping its audience in surreal moments that vacillated between grotesque and absurd. And let's face it, watching the colorful flower crowns and cheerful rituals erupt into cold violence had us all thinking twice about joining any festivals that start with traditional. For his third feature, Beau is Afraid, Aster traded traditional horror for a surreal, tragic odyssey. Released in 2023, the film follows Joaquin Phoenix's Beau, a man consumed by guilt and inner turmoil as he embarks on a bizarre journey to attend his mother's funeral. With its unpredictable twists and absurdly imaginative scenarios, the film was as much a dark comedy as it was a psychological exploration. And those surreal encounters, ranging from hilariously absurd to downright horrifying, painted a portrait of a man struggling to escape his own mind. And let's just say, when there's a giant anthropomorphic monster resembling a certain body part, you know you're in for a ride. While Beau is Afraid divided opinions, one thing was certain: Ari Aster isn't afraid to push boundaries. His ability to immerse audiences in stories that unsettle, provoke, and linger speaks to his genius as a filmmaker. Uh, a light-hearted observation between creepy cult rituals and attic monsters. Aster might just be the tour guide of nightmares we didn't realize we needed. As Aster gears up for his next project, Eddington, due in 2025, anticipation is already building. Uh, the film promises a departure from his usual horror territory, leaning into contemporary Western black comedy art with Joaquin Phoenix and a formidable ensemble cast on board. This tale, set in a small New Mexico town during the pandemic, has the potential to surprise, shock, and maybe even make us laugh. And though details remain scarce, one thing's for sure, Aster keeps us guessing. And that's what makes his storytelling so addictive. Um, Aster's place among A24's greats, alongside Robert Eggers, T. West, and other talented directors, is undeniable. Um, Yet what sets him apart is his unpredictability. Each of his films refuses to conform, embracing new themes and pushing the boundaries of what horror and storytelling as a whole can achieve. Whether it's trauma, grief, or surreal introspection, Ari Aster consistently delivers cinematic experiences that resonate deep within us. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.
Thank you.